Nishakwambia Junior kuji weekend.
Barbara, why are you doing this surely? Si tumekubaliana Junior was to be with me this weekend.
Wa baba. Si weekend uchill nako kademo na shindango umepost.
Sasa, imekuwa ni mambo personal tena surely.
Sasa ndio umejua personal.
But why are you being so cruel? I do everything for you and Junior. School fees nimelipa, food is there, every month nalipa rent, I even pay for trips and holidays. Why are you making this personal?
Trips and holidays. Zile ungetupeleka before, but saizi juko nako kakifaranga. Yendo anasema mnaenda wapi? Si ndio? Sasa ndio umejua cruel.
Barbara, please be an adult surely. Even if we're not together anymore, we're still co-parenting Junior with love. What sort of world is this you're showing him?
Kwa hivyo umeniita mtoto. Ndio unataka kusema?
Mimi sisemi hivyo.
Unataka kusema wewe ndio mature hapa, mimi si mature.
Look, just be reasonable. Junior was to be with me this weekend. I only get the weekend within, na hiyo pia unaninyima.
Too late. Haiwezi.
Sasa unasemaje?
Haiwezi. Let me just go home, chill with my son.
Ai,
tujibambe wendo chill nako ka.
So hii ni mambo ya wivu tu. Barbara, please, surely. Barbara, you can't just take my son away. Barbara.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Wahiga K. Muturi and I'm your host for KYR Africa. Today I'm having the pleasure of hosting Miss Wayua. Miss Wayua, hujambo?
Jambo.
Tafadhali, just introduce yourself properly because maybe I've done injustice. But just tell us who you are, what you do, etc.
First of all, let me start by thanking you for hosting me on your show. My name is Eunice Mukali Wayua. I'm an advocate of the High Court of Kenya.
Good. So we are trying to actually kutumatui law thing ifike mashinani, so that guys can actually understand, hey, this is what happens. Leo kuna mtu ametuma story ya children custody, actually as we call it. And pia as we've watched, you've seen the case of this couple actually trying to get custody of their child. First, explain to us children custody.
First of all, let me start by telling you that the issue of child custody is quite it's quite huge, and there is much to it that just our normal understanding.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the issue of custody basically means who has the possession and control of the child according to our understanding.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to law, there are two types of custody. We have the actual custody and the legal custody.
Mm-hmm.
The actual custody is the actual possession, like you are living the child in the same house. And then there's the legal custody, which provides for visitation rights of the child, or whereby you find that the other party or the other parents who doesn't have the actual custody, they are entitled to sometimes they're entitled to time to spend with the child.
Oh.
Maybe at interval basis. Mostly it's either over the weekend when the child is not at school or during the school holiday.
Okay. So in this case, who has legal custody, who has actual custody?
First of all, let me tell you that you'll find that the issue of custody is quite tough. It's a funny topic. You'll find that you might even have a child, but then again, the court will still have to come in to confer that actual custody. And also the legal custody is also conferred by the court. Because look at the situation right now, there is a dispute on the custody of the child from these two parties.
Yeah.
So the court has to put it clear between the two parties.
So how do they go to court? Who takes this case to court? Because mzazi anataka kuwa na mtoto, madhe amekataa, nini?
Depending on the situation, you'll find that it's the father whose rights to the child whose entitlement to the child has been interfered with.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the father who has the right to move to court first.
And the only court you can go to is children's court?
Yes. All matters pertaining to the children are dealt with by the children's court and not any other court. You cannot go to any other court unless it's on appeal jurisdiction or appellate jurisdiction.
Tell us about child support.
Child support is like telling one parent, support me. It's one parent asking the other parent to support him or her in maintaining the child.
Oh,
so the issue of maintenance comes up.
Oh, so is it support or maintenance?
Now, one party is being supported to maintain the child.
Ah, okay. So
I'll put it that way in layman's language for ease of understanding.
So.
Yes.
Okay, that's interesting. And then, So so in this case, ama unaweza choose case yote ingine. How does children court happen, and what are the steps to actually put your case in court?
Okay, basically when you move to court, you'll be asking, for a similar situation, you'll be asking the court for legal custody.
I can go alone?
You not go alone.
Okay.
Now, when you go to court and basically you'll be telling the court that I have a child with so-and-so, she is the one living with the child, and she has denied me access to the child. That she or he has denied me access to the child. I'm not able to see my child. So the court will summon the other parent, maybe the one with actual custody of the child, and they'll come to court also. They'll be heard from their part why they are barring the other party from seeing or having access to their child.
Okay.
Then from
does it matter, because does it matter if the couple was married? Ama tu ilikuwa, as they call it, a mistake, night went too good and then they got a child, but I still want to take care of the child. What are the situations in this? Marriage, one night stand, or whatever happened?
First of all, let me tell you something about the children's matters. There's a principle called the principle that is stated in the Constitution. It's on the best interest of the child, and it says that a child's interests are paramount consideration. It's the principle that governs the court in deciding any matter touching the child.
So all the other issues ni kelele too.
All the other issues are the court will have to look at the best interest of child in every decision making on all matters touching the child. So when this party comes to court and is asked why have you barred the other party from seeing the child, of course they will give their reason, and the court will also put them into consideration before making the final decision. But either way, both parents have equal rights to the child.
Both parents, no matter their relationship.
Yes, they have equal right to the child.
So that we've talked about support, we've talked about custody, adoption. If I wanted to adopt a baby, either as a couple or as a single individual, how do I go about that?
Adoption process, it's quite okay. For the longest period, people find it a bit tedious, but it's not. It's quite easy, and that's basically determine whether you have the right information.
What do you mean by that? What is the right information?
Okay, it's a process. It's a procedural activity. Like it goes step by step, and initially, one is required to visit an adoption society, and you also need to make sure that it's a registered society and a registered and licensed society.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. How long does adoption take generally?
Basically, it should take around 6 months.
6 months.
Yes.